All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're talking about the Los Angeles Rams in tonight's video. It's probably the most complete, reliable team in the NFL. I know 2 weeks ago they lost to the Carolina Panthers. Panthers got a feisty, young, talented team. And it's also the NFL, and you're not going to go 17-0 every single year. You're not going to go 17-0 in general. But Los Angeles is one of those teams where I'm a Packers fan. I'd hate to play them. I would absolutely hate to play the Los Angeles Rams at any point in the playoffs. I just don't want it to happen. They're fourth in scoring. They're third in defensive scoring. They just had 530 yards of offense on Sunday. But I'm going up against Stafford. I'm going up against Devontae Adams, of course, in fantasy football this upcoming weekend. And I'm looking at the game log and I'm looking at their statistics and what I'm going up against. And it just clicked. It's like, Jesus, dude. Oh, my goodness. So we're going to talk about the things I am liking about this Los Angeles Rams team in tonight's video. Now, the next couple of games are going to be... They're going to be fun, all right? Starting on Sunday afternoon at home against the Detroit Lions. Very big football game. Detroit's backs up against the wall. They really want to win that game. And then obviously the big one on a short week, Thursday Night Football Week 16 on the road against the Seattle Seahawks. And that's going to be, it looks like, for the NFC West officially. And folks, I mean, you're looking at least a 12-win team here for the Los Angeles Rams. And they were expected to be a good team. Like, in the playoffs last year, it honestly looked like the only team that could beat the Philadelphia Eagles were the Los Angeles Rams, and they almost did. They almost did. And so the expectations were a little high heading into this season, but the Matt Stafford back issue, people were very, very hesitant. They were very adamant about making bold, preposterous claims revolving this franchise. On Sunday, Matt Stafford became the fourth quarterback to have 7 or more games in one season with at least 3 touchdowns and no interceptions. They also had 3 rushing touchdowns and 3 passing scores for the first time since 2001. You know, the Rams won the Super Bowl in the last few years, but this team and that team are, 2 different species. Like, this defense is young. What's the flaw with the Los Angeles Rams? If you're a Rams fan, let me know down below. What's the fatal flaw for this team? Because I'm not quite sure what it is. Matt Stafford throwing 2 interceptions? Like, that seems to be the fatal flaw. And that was just one game, and it was recency bias. So since week 10, the Los Angeles Rams lead the league with 34 points per game. Now, one thing that's really caught my eye in the last few weeks has been the running game. And it's interesting because, so like I said, I'm a Packers fan. And by the way, hit that like button, hit that sub button if you guys are new to the channel. Hypes, I guess, go a long way in the algorithm. I don't want to say this out loud because we covered the National Football League on this channel, but I think this might be my first Rams video of the year, so I apologize there. If you guys want more, let me know down below. We used to post a ton of Rams videos. I struggle making videos on, like, the creme de la creme of franchises because it's like, what the heck do I have to add? So anyways, welcome back, or welcome to the channel. This run game is reaching a different level, and, I get it that the Cardinals are 3-10, and I get it. The Rams are currently 11th in total rushing per game this season. But as a Packers fan, one thing you remember about Matt Stafford with the Detroit Lions was the running game. I mean, some of the running game rooms, some of the running back rooms they've deployed in that Lions tenure were a little disastrous. And I found this point insane. Matt Stafford went 4 full calendar years without a single 100-yard rusher in a game. 4 full calendar years without a single 100-yard rusher in a game. It's crazy. So on Sunday against Arizona, Blake Corum goes for his first 100-yard outing of his NFL career. All right, Corum's got 128. Kyron Williams picks up another 84. Third stringer Ronnie Rivers chips in 41. The team ends with 249 rushing yards. They averaged pretty much 7 yards per attempt. And it's capped off by the 48-yard touchdown run by Blake Corum. Over the past 2 games, the Rams have averaged 201 rushing yards on over 7 yards per carry. In general, looking big picture, Kyron Williams, 952 rushing yards, 5 yards per carry. Blake Corum, 550 yards, 5.4 yards per carry. Now, I know it's a little bit skewed, but the last 2 weeks, Blake Corum's been one of the best running backs in the NFL. He's first in yards per rush at 11. He's tied for first in rushing touchdowns at 3. He's tied for second in first down rushes at 11. And he's fifth in rushing yards at 209. This is the backup running back. All right. And a big piece of this whole equation, maybe the biggest piece, the backbone, the vertebrae of this, is the offensive line. So, in addition to the 249 rushing yards they had on Sunday, Matt Stafford dropped back to throw it 31 times. He took 0 sacks and he was hit only twice. So, the Rams' offensive line is not allowed more than 1 sack in 9 consecutive games, longest active streak in the NFL, and 3 more games next to the closest team, which was a 6-game streak. Alaric Jackson against Arizona, 0 sacks allowed, 0 pressures allowed, 0 quarterback hit allowed, 0 hurries allowed. Once again, 31 pass blocking snaps. He actually hasn't allowed a quarterback hit in his last 3 games and only 1 pressure in his last 2. So you got the run room, you got the QB, obviously, you've got the offensive line, and oh yeah, you've got the defense. Just looking in general on this defense, it's scary. The statistics are scary. When you play them, it's scary. According to PFF, the Rams' defense ranks in the top 10 in all defensive categories that they rank. All right, so they're first in defensive grade, 89.7. They're first in run defense grade. They're first in coverage. They're 6th in tackling. They're 7th in pass rush. And then they're 3rd in defensive scoring. They're 2nd in defensive touchdowns allowed. They're 6th in sacks. They're 5th in takeaways. Folks, once again, if you didn't drop the comment 4 minutes ago, what's the flaw with the Rams team? Emmanuel Forbes. I've made fun of Emmanuel Forbes before when he was with Washington because that was a completely different player. Through 13 games, Emmanuel Forbes this season's tied for 4th in passes defended at 14. He's tied for 5th in pass breakups at 10. He's tied for 9th in interceptions at 3. Byron Young has 11 sacks on the season. The last Ram to do that was Aaron Donald back in 2021. Now, I am a little bit of a Seattle Seahawks homer because it was one of the first teams that I made a video on 3 years ago when I first started my NFL YouTube journey. So they've got a soft spot in my heart. But genuinely, what is stopping the Los Angeles Rams from at least making the NFC Championship game? I think the answer is just Matthew Stafford's health. This is one scary team to play, man. Now, if you are a little bit hesitant, or maybe if you're a little bit too far gone, just already getting the tattoo, ready to get inked up for the Super Bowl champions, Sunday will tell you a lot about this team. And then obviously Thursday is going to tell you a lot more about this team. I will say this, if the Rams beat Detroit on Sunday, they beat Seattle on Thursday, and then win in Week 17 against Atlanta, win in Week 18 against Arizona, and you've got a 14-3 Rams team, the Rams should probably win the Super Bowl. And like I said, for the 8th time in this video, I, as a Green Bay Packers fan, do not want to play the Los Angeles Rams. But if you're 14-3, the NFC looks like it's definitely, and it's already, the Rams are currently the best team in football. And it looks like the NFC is going to be running through Los Angeles this season. So I'm not looking forward to it, but hopefully you're a fan and you are. So that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. We have to make more Rams videos. Let me know if you want them. And yeah, give me your thoughts down below. How confident, 1 out of 10, do you feel that this is the Rams' year to win the NFC? 1 out of 10. 10 being overly confident, 1 being it's not even close. This is the worst season ever. Thank you for watching. Peace.